Welcome to Debbie's Back Porch. So glad to have you with us tonight. I'm going to make tonight a staple of the Southern holiday table. And it might be a staple for everybody's holiday table, I'm not sure. But tonight I'm going to make potato salad. And I'll make it the way I normally make it for Thanksgiving or whatever holiday we're having. And I hope you enjoy it. Let's get cooking. Well, I'm doing the prep work to do our potato salad, and I thought I'd take this opportunity, even though I've already done a video on this, to show you how to get perfect boiled eggs. And you may have 100 different methods for getting perfect boiled eggs, but my guess is most of them won't work when you have eggs that were laid this morning. Very, very fresh eggs are harder to peel. Excuse the noise, that's my dishwasher. And harder to make pretty. So I have a video on how to steam eggs, and I'll show you what you get. These were steamed for 25 minutes. They're hard boiled, and or the same as hard boiled. So pop the bottom, pop the top, roll them. I'll set this up here so you can see. And I've already peeled a couple of them. But the steaming makes the membrane let go in a way that boiling fresh eggs does not. Now remember, these are very, very fresh eggs. We have backyard chickens. And when I first got backyard chickens, I just was crazy because I couldn't get a good looking egg. And then Sue Dutra, who was on Debbie's Back Porch and has her own group, Grammy's Potager, and Homesteaders and Other Artisans, I think is the name of her other group, showed me how to steam eggs, and that's a perfect egg from a fresh laid egg. It was laid no earlier than yesterday because I've used them all up. And so this is either today's or yesterday's eggs. Let's do one more, just because this is kind of a miracle thing. Don't roll it too hard. And I always was told, and I always start on the big end, but I don't know that it makes any difference because I always do it. So, another perfect egg, almost every time. There's an occasion that I get one, I mean like 1 in 3 dozen, that doesn't peel perfectly, but you can see these have peeled perfectly. Now let's move on to our potato salad. Okay, the star of the show in potato salad is our potatoes. And as I've told you in other videos, but I'll remind you now, when I'm making potato salad, I always boil the potatoes whole. Some people cut a circle around them so the peels will come right off, but they come off pretty easily anyway. These potatoes, I have 4 potatoes here, were boiled for an hour because I want them to be done all the way through. I like them boiled whole better because they retain more of the starch, which gives a good consistency to potato salad. Now you can use your canned potatoes for potato salad too, but I particularly like to retain as much of the starch as I can in potato salad just for the consistency and the texture. So I'm going to peel these and then I'll be back. Okay, so good potato salad starts with good mayonnaise, and you certainly don't have to make mayonnaise from scratch. I mostly don't. Sometimes I buy mayonnaise, like Hellman's, like Blue Plate, whatever. Duke's is great. But if you want to make it from scratch and you have extra eggs, you might as well make mayonnaise. Now I have a video going through all the steps, so I'm going to do this pretty quickly. That's 2 fresh eggs, and I mean fresh eggs. Those eggs were laid this morning. This is 1 cup of sunflower oil for your mayonnaise. You want to use sunflower or grapeseed. You don't, well, for anything as far as I'm concerned. You don't want to use canola. You don't want to use corn. You can use olive oil, but then you have aioli sauce. Olive oil has a different texture. And aioli sauce is good. You may choose to make it, but it's not mayonnaise. So I'm putting a teaspoonful of dried mustard. This is a half teaspoon measure. And you can use prepared mustard, but it may give you just a little bit different texture. And I'm putting in just a 1/4 teaspoonful of salt. And I'm putting in a tablespoonful of lemon juice. You can use bottled or you can use fresh. You can also use vinegar. And sometimes I actually use the vinegar from my pickles. But that's not full vinegar. I have a brine made per recipe. So that's what goes into your mayonnaise. The only order that matters is you want your eggs to go in first, because you're going to emulsify them. So folks have asked me about the thickness of homemade mayonnaise, and I don't know what thickness you're getting. It isn't refrigerated yet, and it thickens up some as it's refrigerated, but that's pretty thick. So once it's refrigerated, it'll have the same consistency as what you buy in the store. I'll mention again, this is made with raw eggs. These are made with our raw eggs from our backyard. If you're concerned about eating raw eggs, buy pasteurized eggs at the grocery store, and then it's okay to eat them raw. It's okay to eat them raw anyway, but as far as we're concerned. But if you are concerned about eating raw egg foods, then buy pasteurized eggs. They're marked with a P. Most of the eggs you buy at the grocery store are not pasteurized, by the way. And that's good. So this is what we're going to use in our potato salad. We'll get on to the next step. Okay, I am running so far behind on dinner that we're going to be eating later than we like, so I'm going to rush through this. Here are my potatoes. I said 4. This is actually 3 medium to large and then 2 little bitty ones. But that's about 4 potatoes. And we're going to crush these up. And I know I used to years ago peel my potatoes and cut them into chunks and then boil them and make the potato salad, and I just like the consistency better if you boil them with the skin on. I'm not going to make them smooth. I'm going to leave chunks. Okay, let's move that to the side. I have here a couple of chunks of red pepper. I don't know what that's going to work out to. Probably about a 1/4 cup. And I'm going to chop this pretty darn fine. And with everything in here, it's going to be chopped pretty fine. Because what we want is for the flavor to go all through the potato salad. And big old chunks don't do that. And drop the knife. Whoops. It might be time for Fred to get a hold of this one. There's a little piece of the white that I didn't, the white membrane that I didn't get out. Okay, in the bowl. And I'm going to get a better knife. This is my favorite knife. So, chopping an onion, we want this to be very, very fine. You know, if you've got your nice potato salad and you bite into a great big chunk of onion, not that I don't like onion, I love onion, but I don't want a great big chunk of onion when I was expecting potato. And I'm only showing you this because I want you to see how fine I am chopping it. If you're in the group, you might have been following my saga of the mandolin. I don't have a mandolin. I've never had a mandolin. I've never used one. And to be honest with you, nobody in my family's ever used one, and I didn't know what one was until just a few years ago. But I decided I needed a mandolin, and I ordered one, and I used it once, and then decided to go back to a knife. So I've got a little bit of celery here. It's also going to be chopped very, very fine. And the last chopping we're going to do is pickles. These are my homemade lime pickles. They're a little bit spicy because I put some red pepper flakes in the brine when I made them. And I don't know if you can tell, these were made, when did I make these, Fred? May? June?
I guess. I'm not sure.
And they are still crunchy. I love pickles. They're sour and salty and spicy and crunchy. And if you want the recipe on how to make the lime pickles that stay crunchy, go to my blog on WordPress, Debbie's Back Porch, And there's a photo tutorial there. And sometime this summer I'll make a video. But I don't have any fresh cucumbers right now, so we'll just have to wait. Okay, so here's our ingredients, or most of our ingredients. I'm going to add, this is a pretty big bowl, I'm going to add about a tablespoonful of salt. I'm sorry, that's a teaspoonful of salt, so I'm going to add 2 teaspoons. And I'll taste it. It may need more, but I know it'll need that much. I'm going to add just a sprinkling of red pepper flakes, and you probably want to add black pepper. Now here is the only not from scratch ingredient that I put in my potato salad. This is horseradish. It's creamy horseradish. If you have horseradish, you can make it. I don't grow horseradish, so I just as soon buy it already made. But I put a big swig. Oh, and one other thing, I almost forgot. It's not potato salad without mustard. And even though I put mustard in the mayonnaise, that's not enough. That was about a tablespoonful of the creamy horseradish. And I'm going to put, I have here Grey Poupon. You can put plain old mustard, plain old yellow mustard. I'm putting, this is about 3 good tablespoons full of mustard. And you can use whatever kind of mustard you like, and you may make your own mustard. Lots of people do. So mixing around, mixing around. And funny story, on Thanksgiving I have to make 2 potato salads because my daughter-in-law, Karen, who is a love, and you want to do things for her because she's a love, likes hers with no onions. So I usually make a little thing before I make it all, put a little thing to the side, little bowl, and then add the onions last. But I didn't do that for you. Karen's not eating with us tonight. Okay, so here we have our mustard. Now, our mayonnaise. I have not refrigerated this yet. And we had about 2 cups here. It's easier to mix before you refrigerate it because it does thicken up. I have a tasting fork here. Perfect. Doesn't need any more salt. It's got plenty of mayonnaise. The red pepper flakes, the horseradish, the Dijon mustard give it just a tiny little bit of a kick. I'm going to put this in a smaller bowl. I always mix it in a bigger one. Put it in the fridge and have it nice and chilled when the rest of our dinner is done. We'll be back. Well, there you have it. Potato salad. It's got lots of goodies in it. And we're going to give it a shot here. The thing about potato salad is, once you are known for your potato salad, you have to make it all the time because everybody wants you to bring potato salad. You can put almost anything you want in your potato salad. If you don't like celery, leave it out. If you like celery, put more. Onions. You can use green peppers instead of red peppers. You can use leeks and use some of that pretty green. The thing about potato salad that to me universally makes it special is to chop those onions and those vegetables finely so that the flavor is all through your potato salad. To cook your potatoes whole in the skin because they retain the starch and they have a great texture. Salt it enough. Potatoes are bland without salt, and even if you try not to over salt things, whatever you put in this is going to be about half of what you would buy in the grocery store because you're cooking from scratch. You don't have to put the horseradish. We like the horseradish. You almost always have to have mustard. But other than those things, you know, put what you like. Use a green pepper instead. Use a hot pepper instead. Use whatever it is that your family likes. But make potato salad. It's so much better than what you buy in the little cartons at the store. And those boiled eggs, set it off. You've got to have some great boiled eggs to have great potato salad. So thank you for joining us on Debbie's Back Porch. I'm going to have some more. This is my bowl, so I can double dip. Hope to see you again tomorrow when we'll be doing some gardening.